Shit, I ain't meet Louisiana, man, but nigga done been all around the world and shit. You feel me? And experienced different diverse cultures. You know what I'm saying? From the East Coast to the West Coast, back down south. But this where my roots at, man. Louisiana, man, bred it from the boots, you dig?
Explain some of the places you've been to.
Um, I lived in Atlanta, Georgia, really Decatur, East Atlanta, Zone 6 with these rappers. Be talking about I used to live down there, went to school, Shamrock Middle School, North Druid Hills High School, Killeen, Texas, Houston, Texas, Seattle, Washington, Tacoma, Chicago, Detroit. I've been all over, man.
What how long you been rapping?
Man, I'm 36. Well, I'm not 36 yet, but I'm gonna be 36. Lord say the same, Miss Willie. But I've been rapping since I was about 16, so I'm gonna say that's 20 years, huh? That's 20. That's a dub.
What inspired you to start getting into music, rapping?
I come up in the era with like P, and when I lived in Seattle, P, he was on the West Coast too in Richmond, California, and like he had the rap game on lock. And my mom, she was a hip hop head too. She listened to R&B, but she had us listening to like Fugees and Nas and Mobb Deep, different type of.
Oh, they'll explain the lyrics.
Right. Right. You know what I'm saying?
Like bars, like you kind of diverse with it.
I try to be, man. The game done changed so much to where you can just harmonize some shit and you know what I'm saying, you got a hit. But back then, every song had some type of substance of a lesson to it. You know what I'm saying? Even if it was negative or positive, it was a lesson in the lyrics. But now you could just say anything and swag it and shit. You go viral, shit crazy.
What's some of the trials I would say you've been through in your life? Because everybody talk about, you know what I'm saying, the good times and what they're doing, you know what I'm saying, all the balling and the shining and everything. Tell us the other side to the game.
I mean, what people fail to realize, life is about balance. Just like I got a left hand, I got a right hand. You feel me? So, to this balling and shining shit, when you out here and you choose this life, whatever you sign up for, you know what I'm saying, it's always a consequence behind it. And how the game go today, people don't want to face the consequence. You know what I'm saying? They rather keep balling and shining and fucking these hoes and getting money or whatever they feel that fills the void. But what really makes you is when you complete the game, not saying jail or death is what we want, but it's a possibility, you know what I'm saying? So, like me, going to jail, I say it all the time. I tell my son, it's hard being a real nigga. By me saying that, some people might not understand, but when I say it's hard being a real nigga, you know what I'm saying? It's like, I'm doing this and I know what it can bring. And when it comes, am I going to accept what comes with this shit? A lot of people don't. And that's where your snitches and your rats and informants and all that type of shit come in there. You feel me? But if you're a real person and you have any type of morals or values, that's going to make you move differently anyway. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, sometimes people out here got to do what they got to do to survive. It's one thing to survive, but it's another thing to just be greedy and just try to take from people and hurt people. You know what I'm saying? They got homeless people that live under bridges and won't hurt a soul and live under that bridge like they living in a mansion, you feel me?
Yeah.
And appreciate everything. And then you got some people with everything that don't appreciate nothing. You feel me? So I would say the other side of the game is what, not all, but what some of this younger generation needs to take heed to and learn more about. You know what I'm saying? Because you get behind them walls, man, that's a whole nother world. Motherfucker blick you, your family hurt for life, you gone. You know what I'm saying? You could have had the full potential to be something totally different. You know what I'm saying? But we gotta break that cycle. Like I tell a lot of people, don't be an old fool like me. Wait till it's too late when you old and you really realize.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And that's why I try to, like I say back to my son, I try to tell him constantly, like, you know, I let him get away with little shit. I'm leaning in on him, because if you try to tie them down too hard, once they get loose, you can't put it back on the leash.
Somebody else gonna teach them something new.
You know, son them and have them doing shit that they wouldn't do. One thing about me, a philosophy I live by. If I could tell somebody, go out here and shoot him, and this is not no real event. I haven't told nobody to do nothing for the record. You know what I'm saying? But just speaking on the game and what we talking about, if I could tell you, or if I even have the nerve to tell you to go kill somebody, I better be able to do it in front of you to show you that not only are you doing it for Suazy, but you doing it because he led by example. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna ever tell anybody to do something that I wouldn't do, because I wouldn't want nobody to tell me to do something that they wouldn't do, or don't know how to do, or using me for a crash dummy.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but yeah, man, it's real on the other side of the game, and like I say, the older I get, I see it's changing to the point where people not taking their licks. You know, niggas kind of scared to go to prison. Look, I'm an older guy. Well, I'm kind of in the middle. I'm in my midlife crisis. I'm kind of in the middle. I'm the bridge between the young niggas and the old niggas. Mm-hmm. You feel me? But I don't want to go to prison. Shit, I know what time. I done been there. I know what happens in that bitch.
Right.
Man, you'll die, won't come home, or you end up killing the nigga and get life, and you only got 12 months to do it. And just cause a nigga playing with you, you stab him up, and he die. Now you got life. You know, so that's the type of shit I feel like a lot of these cats need to think about. Especially with this music, you misleading people. Cause you know, a lot of these top artists, I ain't gonna say no names of them, you know, I ain't got nothing against none of them, but I really don't fuck with a lot of these new rappers because they not giving a message. All you telling me is how to work the Draco and run them up. Shit, I know how to do that. Tell me some shit that's education. You know what I'm saying? Give me a lesson. God bless the truth. You know
Give it all, basically saying, present all angles.
You have to be diverse for the story.
Like Pop, just say for instance, somebody like Pop, he gave you all sides.
Every angle from a woman. He even rapped to us from a mother's angle. Dear mama. He was rapping to his mama, letting her know he saw what she was going through her eyes. You understand? Like how she went through coming home. What he say? You always was committed. A poor single mother on welfare. Tell me how you did it. There's no way I could pay you back. But my plan is to show you that I understand. You are appreciated. life, what it meant to him was rebellious, being rebellious towards the system on some Black Panther shit.
Right, right. Kind of explain some of the jokes you've been through, like on the inside, like what you gotta go through, how you kept your mind focused.
Man, I
Just
read. I'm
endurance
gonna
and
be honest
everything.
with you. I'm gonna be honest with you, man. I read books. You know, I worked out. I'm chubby now. You know what I'm saying? But I worked out. I read books, educated myself. Um, I prayed a lot. You know, I had to. You know, and that's another thing. They got cats that go to jail and run to the Bible or run to church. You know what I'm saying? And try to save themselves to put like a veil over 'em
Yeah.
of protection. But what they fail to realize, that Bible tell you, man, you reap what you sow. Even if you do change, you still gonna have to pay for the
Right.
dirt you have
Oh
done.
yeah.
So, I mean, like, it's basically about being a man in them, because it's like the outside world, but they actually have homosexuals in them. Niggas will turn themselves out because they ain't got no family or nothing. You know what I'm saying? And be on some punk shit. And they got niggas that'll kill you behind a punk in jail. They got niggas that'll fight you behind a phone. Niggas will fight you behind the TV.
Anything.
Anything, man. You might wake up one morning, bro, and you'll see a nigga stretched out in blood, stabbed 10, 20 times. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a different world, man, and it's mainly based off respect. You know, a man is to be respected. You know what I'm saying? I done seen a nigga get slapped. I done seen a nigga get slapped, man, and nigga told him to sit down in peace. You no longer a man, you a bitch. And women, you know, women gotta sit down in peace. So I seen a nigga slap a nigga, pow! You can't stand up. If we catch you standing up pissing, we gonna raw you out every time. You know what I'm talking about? Like, put it this way, man. Jail for pedophiles and like rapists and shit like that. You know what I'm saying? And child molesters and people that's just sick and deranged. You feel me? Like, and you know what's crazy? Statistically, they got more drug dealers in jail that have more time than actual murderers. You know, so that show you how that go. And it's real though.
So I'd say on a whole scale of everything you've been through, like what's some of the situations you trying to turn around and trying to, you know what I'm saying, like break the curse on some of the things you might have been doing. So what's the vision you see right now you trying to go forward in life with?
Legitimacy, you know, trying to legitimize your life. That's something that's hard to do coming from an urban area. Being a black man, period. Trying to be legit in America is hard. Not speaking on like no racist shit or nothing, but it's just facts, man. You know, then being in the South, you know what I'm saying? It's hard down here, man. We live. Look, it got 10 minutes that way. It got a plantation, Carter Plantation in Springfield. 10 minutes that way, you got a plantation house. It ain't me. You feel me? So what that tell you? You know, I'm a black man, bro. A black ass nigga. You feel me? So where we at, the area, it's like, it's automatically hard for us, man. It's just, it's hard for a black man, and when you trying to legitimize yourself and do the right thing, invest your money into a business, man, people they give you hell. Look at all these police killings, man, police brutality, choking people to death, all type of shit like that. But a white boy could walk in a church and kill and pray with these people and kill them And guess what they do? They get this nigga a Dr. Pepper, man, and say he crazy. But a nigga walking away from the police, they'll shoot you in your back and gun you down and say you was a threat. So it's like, it makes me feel like I gotta be my own boss. The curse I gotta break is this young man right here. He can't feel like the street's the only way. Any young man I run across that I try to talk to, I gotta make them feel like the streets ain't the only way, man. Even though it got its ups, but the down part is what you have to really realize with this up part of brain. Cause like I say, it's a balance. It's like a scale. You know, people don't understand it. It's like a scale. It's very, it's
You know, a lot of the root to that be like a kid gonna grow up in his environment, whatever environment he's in.
product of his
You know what I'm saying? Whatever environment a certain person grew up in, that's what they don't know, and that's what they don't cleanse to. You know what I'm saying? Just off. So I realize you can't never be a person that see somebody doing something or look at a person's image or anything like that and go to judging them. Cause first of all, can't nobody judge nobody. Cause in a different setting, you got your own problems. In another different setting, they got their own problems. And you look at the street dude, oh, they judging him. Y'all got your own problem too. Then, if everybody look at the backstory, where you from? Where you grew up in? What conditions? What happened in his life? Stuff like
what led up to this point?
What made him that? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it be more about man, I let him go. Like if I run across somebody young, I let him go. But at the same time, when I say I let him go, everybody been young before, and it get to a point where you think you know everything. You feel like anybody older than you or in a generation older than you feel like they don't know nothing because you evolving with a new time, so you automatically looking at the older generation like,
and you learning faster. Than
and you looking at them like, man, they can't tell me nothing but the whole time. You smart. You smarter than the older generation, but at the same time, you dumber. You dumber than the old generation.
Way dumber. And then more lazy. Like the older generation, we more hands-on, you feel me? Not dissing the youngsters. I don't want nobody to look at this and be like, oh, Suazy hating on the youngsters. He an older, bitter nigga. Nah. Giving game to y'all. Y'all gotta understand what comes with this shit.
They gonna say it when they get older.
Right.
Yeah, all the youngsters gonna say it. It's just
the older can't say it about us.
The point you trying to make is if you do got somebody older than you or somebody, it don't even got to be somebody older than you. If you got somebody that's been through more than you and you going through a situation, him telling you something should automatically, if you feel a good presence about that person, you trust them, you should listen to what they say.
That's right.
You ain't gotta accept or live by everything somebody say, but it's something you can learn from everybody.
That's right. So a baby can teach you something.
So a youngster might be looking at like I'm gonna put it in a personal standpoint. Yeah, a lot of people tell me this or that about life and this and that. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like, man, you know, coming up when you're young, you like, man, it's, you know, I know everything.
Right. I know enough. I can live without what you talking about.
Man, bumped my head so many times, and then I guess it's true. Some men grow up way slower. You know what I'm saying? So
right.
By the time you do. You know what I'm saying? Do that better than them because they ain't had it back then, but we not understanding that.
They did it the harder way.
And all that technology or everything that's coming out now, we looking at that as things and evolving like we way above time with them, and we got that on them. But we not looking at the simple fact: life is life, and they've been through it. So no matter what's coming new, ain't nothing new on the sun, and that's what they were trying to get to you. Like they were trying to stop you from bumping your head.
Look at fashion. Look at, bruh, communication. It started from people just talking to each other to being distant. Being distant. You look at, you could be on Facebook, you could look at somebody's story, they might be way in Jamaica or something, and they going live, and you in Louisiana. Like, I feel like communication has become what people are to themselves now. We not social. Now they call it social media. Media is news, snapping, this and that, but nobody face to face no more. You know what I'm saying? So it's not genuine as it should be, and that's where you lose trust, you lose love for motherfuckers. You gotta watch certain ones. You know what I'm saying? But like you say, only the ones that's in tune with like energy and how can I say it, like morals. Like, damn, if I do this, this will happen. This might happen. It's a possibility. If a person think like that, because like you say, it's trial and error. You bumping your head. We come up bumping our head, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, we didn't really have the proper guidance. So don't get me wrong, we had good people in our lives that tried to tell us, but like you say, you be at a point where, man, I know what I need to do.
But see, when we be talking like when it was our time and this and that, but really it's the same way now. It's always the same. Like a lot of youngsters right now don't have that guidance.
Right. You know what I'm saying? But I feel like it's worse now. It's worse because, see, back then, I'm going to take you back to slavery. The fathers ain't have no choice but to be in their sons' lives because they was all in the slave camps. But what the master used to do is take the father from the child and hang him in front of him and instill fear in him and the child. You know what I'm saying? The Willie Lynch syndrome. You know what I'm saying? All that shit, slave tactics to keep your slaves in bounds where they don't rebel against you or try to. Because at the same time, they feared us, but they had guns. Mm-hmm. Slave masters had guns and shit. Like, we couldn't fuck with it. Today, society, they take us away with prison. They put us in poverty-stricken environments. Well, what you gonna do? You got kids. That's why they feel like us black fathers, we deadbeats. Because most of us don't take care of our babies. You got a very few, we some of the few, you know what I'm saying, like, that don't take care of their children. And sometimes can't afford to. You put in predicaments where you gotta go take something from somebody just to buy your baby diapers. I done been there and done that. Nigga, I done ran in Walmart and stole diapers for this nigga and my daughter. Nigga, that's facts. No cap. You know what I'm saying? Like, real shit. Like, jack motherfuckers. Rob motherfuckers. I done did time for that. Juvenile. I was a young kid robbing motherfuckers. Like, before I became like a hustler and learning how to hustle and having the ambition of a hustle. And I was a jack boy because it was easy. Shit, I rob you. You don't know where I'm at. I'm way across town. Man, I was doing that shit at an early age, man. And that's what I keep it so gutter with him and tell him the truth because I don't want him to go out here and I'd rather tell him the ugly truth than him to go out here and learn a pretty lie. You know what I'm saying?
But at the same time, try to guide him. You trying to guide him in a way the way he don't have to do none of that stuff you had.
Right. Legitimacy. Back to what we was talking about what you trying to do. Man, we trying to legitimize ourselves as black men, as to look equal because ain't no equality. You know what I'm saying? And then it's built for us to be against each other.
You know, the good side of it that I see, I mean, I see a lot of us getting the LLCs and
Right. Businesses.
getting into business hard. You know what I'm saying? Like I had a whole stretch where I've been working like 8 years straight. You know what I'm saying? Just straight. You know what I'm saying? Scalping. So like I kind of lost touch. So like put it like this. I looked at work different. I ain't saying nothing wrong with work, and ain't nothing ever gonna be wrong with work. But the way I feel like I viewed it, I didn't have the knowledge to process that I was supposed to be using work as a tool. I was supposed to be using work and the money to invest in something. You know what I'm saying? But like I said, it's been a big explosion of so many people just, you know what I'm saying, getting on their entrepreneurs. You know what I'm saying? So
that's when we.
It's just inspiring. You know
we've been that way, man. Look at
it's like getting bigger though. Like
look at Tulsa, Oklahoma, man. Black Wall Street. Look at Harlem, New York. That's where all of the wealthy black people in New York. New York is one of the biggest cities, if not the biggest city in the United States.
See, they go back to what we were just saying about how we look at the older people and this and that, but ain't nothing new on the sun. Yeah, that's been going on. That happened before. You know what I'm saying? It's been happening. Like we can go back in time and say it's been. We look at it been like a stretch of different people, or probably because we ain't had social media
every so many years though, it's like we go through a civil rights movement. Ours recently was the Black Lives Matter. You know what I'm saying? And they went through that. They was going, but check this out. In Tulsa, it was called Black Wall Street. So just imagine that. But see, the city right now that's representing the Black Wall Street in Harlem is Atlanta. Atlanta is a black mecca.
If you never looked at it like that, I knew it. You get the vibe that Atlanta help each other. I got that vibe, but I never looked at it like that.
It's a lot of black people.
Yeah, I never looked at it like that.
You know what I'm saying? Like if you go to Atlanta, when I lived in Atlanta, it was predominantly black. You know what I'm saying? And when I seen these business people, these people riding around in these BMWs and Benzes, it was nothing but black folks. And I'm like, damn. They driving to school, you know what I'm saying? Don't get me wrong, you got all nationalities in Atlanta because Atlanta is a city that's like it's a meeting point. You feel me? And people fail to realize they call Atlanta the South, but Atlanta really the East Coast. It's really, that's why it's another New York people that when they come to the South, they come straight to Atlanta. That's they New York. That's why I met a lot of niggas from New York when I was going to school. Niggas, I'm talking them niggas hoop too. I'm talking about, that's what they do all day. They ain't got no fields and trees. They got concrete and projects up north if you think about it. So all they do is hoop. Down here, what football players, all we got is fields and trees. Nigga, we chopping down trees, nigga.
Where you going forward with the Real Trap Music label? Tell us a little bit about that movement you got going on.
Well, shit, you know, it's been a movement for a while. You know, I ended up going on a Joe's a few years ago, and people know I'm an artist myself. You feel me? But it's like I'm trying to get on the business side of things. Like we go back to talk about, you know, legitimacy and trying to have generational wealth, you know what I'm saying? If I can do it through this music thing, believing in somebody else and helping them pursue their dream, you know what I'm saying? We all put our brains together and come up with a solution, something that can get us a bag. That's what it's about. But it's named Real Trap Music because it's like based off my life, you know. I ain't gotta say too much, you know what I'm saying? Niggas know what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, and you know, like that's the life I lived, you know what I'm saying? And I speak on it. You know, my music is a recollection of my life, you know what I'm saying? Like the struggle. being homeless, sleeping in the car, you feel me? Not having shit, not having food, eating off the dollar menu for like 3 months straight. You know what I'm saying? Like every day getting 2 cheeseburgers in the morning. Well, I mean 2 McGriddles in the morning. Nigga, at nighttime I'm getting 2 cheeseburgers and I'm drinking buku water and shit. You feel me? Like that's what the real trap music stands for, and where I'm trying to take it to is a business, like I say, with merchandise, like with my son, the music with T Man and Big LTG. You know what I'm saying? Like we trying to brand it. I want it to be a brand. I don't want it to be just all about music. I want it to be something like a struggle thing. People, trapping ain't necessarily gotta be selling drugs. You know what I'm saying? You can be selling food and trapping. You can be selling candy. You can sell shoes. You know what I'm saying? I'm just trying to motivate, give people something to jam while they doing what they do. You feel me? But like I say, it's based off the music. But like I say, I want real trap music chips, real trap music juice, all that shit, man. You know what I'm saying? We get all
Crazy. OP been talking about that, man. Get you some product. Get you some product.
Merchandise, man. That's what it's really about, man. COVID-19, can't do no shows like talk about it without risking getting sick. You know what I'm saying? And like you're gonna have to have other revenues where you can still put your music out and have making something out of it. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, turning a negative into a positive. That's how I look at the real trap music. Where I am now, where I've come from, like I said, I done been in prison. Did 13 months, come home, and I'm still on this marathon with it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I say the marathon continues. Shout out to Nipsey. You know what I'm saying? This shit continues, but it's only within you how far you want it to go. You know what I'm saying? What's your endurance?
Battles don't never stop.
The battles never stop. You know what I'm saying? So if you don't have any perseverance and you can't take the struggle or the pressure, pressure bust pipes and make diamonds. And that's how I look at it from that perspective. That's how I look at everything. You know what I'm saying? Every situation, every person you deal with, it's all in the music, man. All you gotta do is go stream it. It's on all platforms.
Tell them where you find it at, man.
Man, iTunes, Apple Music, Tidal, Amazon, Spotify, Real Trap Music Volume 1, YouTube, the Suazy Lucas Store, Suazy, for those who don't know how to spell Suazy. All streaming platforms, man. Like I say, YouTube, we got videos, we got everything right now. Man, support, you know what I'm saying? Like, we work for this. We not just getting in the studio rapping, man. We invest in this, an investment too. But we just trying to find a better way out. That's basically the thing about it, dude. Nigga trying to find a better way out, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit real out here. You also got killed with facts. It's real.
Yeah. Appreciate you for the shirt. Got the merch right here.
Real trap music, man. I can get at my son Keezy, man. He the one that laid down, but we gonna have it on his Instagram. You know what I'm saying? He gonna have the merch, the hats, colors, sizes, whatever you need. Get with him, KJ. back to back in them, man. We study work, videos, music, merchandise, videos, music, merchandise, videos, music, and merchandise. You know what I'm saying?
So we gonna wrap it up with that, man.
Most definitely, man. Shout out to everybody, man. Look, fuck with my nigga Nick, shout him, you know what I'm saying? Hey, he the future. Whole lot of neighborhood shit. One.